All right, cool. We're in here. Finally, my voice is feeling a little better. Um, Unscripted. I'm gonna get right to it. This is something that, in my opinion, on something that a lot of people are talking about right now. I'm gonna heat up my food right now, or letting my food cool down right now because I got some shrimp pasta. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Got this small. You know what I'm saying? You hear that? All right, let me stop. The Mach E versus the Ford F-150 going uphill. Whoop, hold on. Got the Minion shirt. Rocking the Minion shirt. Forgot to say that. What a lot of people are losing their minds over, or what some people are glorifying the Cybertruck for. One thing is a test like that is completely invalid. Okay, for one thing, I want to get out off my chest is that the people that are citing the Cybertruck, saying that it makes the more torque down low versus a truck and it's so much better. Okay, people like that, they can't even explain torque to you. Like, have that same person that's riding that the Cybertruck nut explain torque. Try and have them explain why it does it and how it does it. They're like, it's just enough. Okay, I'm tired of it. All right, I'm not gonna say I'm an expert or I'm a whatever expert at this, but based on my automotive experience and my expertise and my opinion, it's completely invalid. Because for one, to explain torque, you have, if you want to talk in the foot pounds, pound feet aspect of it, if you have a ruler that is 1 foot long and you apply a force of 1 pound at the end of that ruler to move it, that is 1 foot pound of torque. So now you can understand, 20 foot pounds, 80 foot pounds, 600 foot pounds, like what this truck is claiming. It's completely irrelevant. For one, you don't know if that Cybertruck was all-wheel drive versus a debadged F-150 with skinny tires that was probably a 2.7, or who knows what motor was even in it. But for one thing that people are missing out on is that, it's an F-150 killer, it's a Silverado killer, it's a Dodge killer. If you're comparing that aspect of things to like an entry level gas truck, that it's in the wrong ballpark in my opinion. In my opinion, that truck should start to be compared. The Cybertruck should be compared to like the F-250 platform, where you're dealing with a lot more torque capacity, payload capacity, towing capacity, and it's kind of a pick on people your own size kind of thing. You don't hear people comparing the C7 Z06 0 to 60 to a Mustang EcoBoost 0 to 60. Completely irrelevant. If GM came out with a video of a C7 Z06 tied it to the back of a Mustang EcoBoost, even Z06 owners and the whole vet community would be like, I don't know what's going on about it. There'd be a bunch of memes that, it's doing what it's supposed to do, but for the most part, that would be like completely invalid. My opinion on the Cybertruck, it's ugly. Okay, I don't really care about most stuff like that when it comes down to the nitty gritty of certain things, but that looks like the Halo truck. It looks like a meme mobile. Yes, it grabbed a lot of attention, and yes, it's having everybody in the world talk about it right now, which is what they want. Is it going to be a reality? In my opinion, I think it was a big publicity stunt to get people riled up and talking about it, and that's a whole nother world of things that goes on with that. But is that truck going to be able to compete in the current American automobile, the big three, the domestic truck brand? I highly doubt it, because what a lot of people are missing out on is how long that battery is going to last under towing. Most electric vehicles, if not all of them. You can account for the Priuses, you can account for Audi's lineup, you can account for even Ford's lineup. They're claiming this mileage and this distance you're going to get on the battery based on going just like normal cars are being compared to gasoline burning cars, where they get miles per gallon, where they're going 65 miles an hour on a controlled environment, going, having the AC could be on, it could be off, or whatever the case is, but they just want to get that number. For the most part, it's going to be pretty accurate. Going 65 miles an hour. Nobody drives 65 miles an hour no matter where you're at, unless you're on city streets, because apparently everyone just goes 55, 65 miles an hour in a city street. But that's where a lot of people are missing out on, where yes, you can probably get a 300 mile capacity battery in a Cybertruck, but you got to realize if you're going 70, 80 miles an hour, you're not going to get 300 miles out of it. You may get 280. Then you got the AC on, and you got the seat heaters on, then you got the lights on. All of these things accumulate to battery drainage and the battery life of the car. That's something that's not being taken into consideration with this. It's like when the Roadster came out, and everybody and their mom was talking about it, but when you look at it and put it into reality, it's going to be hard to make that do what it does consistently. So, I mean, it's a big fuss that's going on about it right now, but in my opinion, the Tesla's invalid. I need to see a lot more data that's going on with this truck. Even if it was a rear-wheel drive model versus a rear-wheel drive model, I need to know more about the F-150 truck. Yes, you are in an electric motor down low. If you haven't driven a hybrid car or an electric car, like a P100D, it hits so hard down low. Like, you will not get in anything else that will compare to that. Unless you start getting into like super high-end modified like GTRs and all kinds of other stuff, and in cars that 60 foot, like a car that's 60 foot's like a 1.1 or 1.2 60 foot. You get in there. You're definitely getting there. But it's causing a weird stir up of stuff, and the people that are voicing their opinions on this kind of stuff don't really know the matter of how things work. And then if you look at the video, it looks like the Cybertruck got a head start. Like, you see the Cybertruck's here. It looks like the Cybertruck takes off, then the F-150 like preloads, and then it just pulls it off. So yeah, there's that. But there's a lot of stuff that has to be taken into account for what this truck may possibly do. Now, what people are missing to realize is when you're going to compare a Tesla quality vehicle compared to an already standardized Ford product, or even when you want to compare the Model X stuff to like an Audi e-tron, that Audi product lineup is milestones ahead of the Tesla quality that's going in a Model X. Now, you put Ford into the lineup, honestly, like, get in a brand new Escape, a brand new Mustang, a brand new whatever you want. You're going to get inside the car and you're going to realize, like, it's actually pretty nice. It's not a 2004 Expedition anymore. You got a lot of LED stuff. You got a lot of digital displays on the dash. It's really nice. And then when you get the Ford R&D that's going to go behind it, and the amount of support that Ford is going to be able to provide for the Mach-E, it is going to be a no-brainer why you would get a Mach-E over a Model X. Way more support. You can take it to any dealership you're going to want. There may be little hit and misses here and there where, obviously as a dealership, they have to certify everybody. Not everybody in the dealership is going to be able to work on the e-tron, okay? But, the Tesla service centers are going to be limited to the amount of people they're going to have and the amount of service centers are going to have to service these trucks. Whereas a Mach-E, taking into account right now, anywhere that you're living at, you can probably Name 2 Ford dealerships based off where you're sitting right now. And for me, there's one right across the street, right where I bought my Mustang. So it's a lot more comforting, and you have a lot more confidence with a Mach E, knowing that the product is going to be well put together and well supported. You know, I mean, you could even join the Facebook forums of whatever city you want, about whatever Tesla fan group you're going to want, or even just Google the stuff, and you're going to see that a lot of these people are complaining about the quality issues that are present with the Teslas. But what most of them are going to see, or what most of you are going to see if you do join these forums and see what they complain about, is the amount of support that they're able to get with these cars. Most people are not mad about the Tesla product. They're upset that the fact that they cannot get help. You know, Tesla's trying to do what they can to help them out and to try and figure out these issues. But what people are forgetting is that there's that product has to have a backbone and a support for it. And if you have the Ford quality that's going to come out with it, which is going to have a 75 or a 95 kilowatt battery, which the P100D obviously is a 100 kilowatt battery pack. And the same thing in the SUV, the Model X, it's a 100 kilowatt battery, the big one. And I think the lowest one right now they offer is a 75, because it goes 75. I don't know all the product lineups or what battery packs are currently available right now, but between 75 and 100. And if Ford is offering a 75 kilowatt battery, rear-wheel drive, that is a potential three-row capacity, whatever, even if it's 2 rows, whatever, it's a four-door SUV, at a third of the price of what some of these Teslas are going for, and still less than what the Audi stuff is going for, it is going to be a very, very tough market. Nothing against the Audi stuff. The Audi stuff is put together very well. Typical German manufacturing of cars that are coming out right now. It's nice. It is very nice. It is a luxury car. Ford is slowly stepping into that market where they're starting to go to that luxury side of things. But regardless, I think I am in full support of the Mach E. I have nothing against it. And with me having a Mustang, I don't think there's anything wrong with a Mach E being called a Mustang. It's just like a different sub-brand of it. I mean, it's like nobody was mad. If the Trackhawk was called a Hellcat Cherokee or whatever, nobody would be mad. Nobody in their face would be mad, because they have a Hellcat powered SUV. They call it a Trackhawk at the end of the day, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing as a Hellcat. Nobody will get mad, and that right there, that Trackhawk is an extension of the Hellcat brand. You know, you got the Trackhawk, the red eye, the demon eye, the pink eye, the sore foot eye, whatever. You know, they all have their nuances. If the Corvette was to, or if GM was to release an all-electric SUV, and I'm talking if they released the all-wheel drive 0 to 60 in 2 seconds, top speed of 180, and it went like 9.8 in the quarter, and they called it the ZR1E, nobody would bat an eye. Nobody would talk crap on that, because that alone is just badass. You cannot get away from that. I mean, it's like I don't like how everyone gets all riled up about these certain things that are just put like under a microscope so where people can look at. But one thing I'll say before I end all this is nobody was losing their minds like they're losing their minds right now when Porsche about 2 years ago had a recall on certain engines. I forget which, because I'm not Porsche savvy, and it's a certain motor that comes in. I forget which model it comes in, but people would track these cars. Something would mess up, an oil fire would happen, and the car would burn down. Nobody was losing their mind like they are over this stuff right now. You know why? Because yes, I haven't to a Porsche. yes, it's unfortunate, but the Porsche brand as a whole just puts on kind of like an intimidating forefront where it's like to me it's like a mafia. To me, Porsche's like that fucking that mafia dude from New York or whatever, and he's sitting there with a jacket on. He has like two ARs underneath his jacket, and he just waiting there. He's like, talk shit, okay? I wish you would. I wish you would, and I'll just boom, and then you just blast your head off right there. You know, they already put on that prestigious forefront that they are what they are as a road course car and as a brand, and they figured it out. You know, they didn't let people keep burning their cars up. They fixed it. So you know, with this Cybertruck stuff and the Ford stuff, people think they can criticize a little bit more because it is a domestic product and because it is Ford, but people forget to realize that Ford is really heavy in the game with all this stuff, and I guarantee you it's going to be either Ford or Volkswagen that may potentially take over the Tesla brand as a whole to grow it as their own, but be owned by either one of those companies because they do have the infrastructure and the support to make it what it is. So that's my opinion on things. I hope you like it. I got really nothing else much to say. This was unscripted. I just felt like I have to say it because there's a lot of mixed stuff going on between what's good, what's not. Potentially the Cybertruck, is it a good thing? Potentially, yes. I mean, it is an electric truck. There's no other electric truck out there per se that can do these kind of things. But there's a lot of gaps. There's a lot of gaps of information that's going on. It's like when a new phone gets released. It was like the Samsung Fold when it came out. Oh my God, the Fold! Oh, and then when then find out that the screens aren't even lasting because they're breaking, and then you know that whole plan went to poop. So there's that. There's my opinion. I'm pretty sure there's a few things that I missed, but I just want to get that off my chest because I feel like I just want to relay my opinion based on hard facts and opinions and expertise, not just a journalist, because I hate people that read off of a script what they're supposed to say rather than someone that knows what's going on in the industry and knows facts and knows a lot of the backbone and behind the scenes stuff of what goes on to at least portray a true opinion. So that's mine. You know, it's I know I said before I end this, but it's like when IndyCar went from like the V12s to the V10s, whatever, then he went to the turbocharged V6s. There was a journalist that went out. That journalist must have taken like one semester of shop, and he was like, "Guys, I got this." And then he says they went IndyCar or F1 morphed from a belt-driven crankshaft to an exhaust-driven turbocharger, and it's so much more efficient. A belt-driven crankshaft. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't gotta say anything else about that. So hopefully you liked it. That's my opinion. More to come. More videos to come. More stuff on the Volvo. More stuff on the Mustang. Potentially a clutch video to come up on a C7 Z06. Maybe even a Saturn wagon. So more stuff to come. Hopefully you like it. I'm gonna try and pump out as much content as I can, and we'll see where this takes us. So appreciate it.